Y'all know about Brent.
I mean, something spoke to me to say, I want Martin Luther King to marry me.
Just
out of the blue. It's just out.
My name's Keith Boykin, and I'm sitting here having a fireside chat with Mr. and Mrs. Kelly, Nathan and Betty Kelly. We are members of Our Lady of Fatima Catholic Church here in Birmingham. I've been knowing them for quite a while. They're like the second parents to me.
Yes.
And give you a little information about them. They have been married this year, 2024, will be 66 years. 66 years, y'all hear that, right? Mm-hmm. And 3 daughters, 4 grandkids, 1 great grandkid, right? And both retirees, and living it up, enjoying life as retirees, right?
Yes, yes.
All right, so welcome.
Thank you.
Now, as we get started, I gotta ask this question first. Gotta ask it first. I understand you guys were married by the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Is that right?
Yes.
So they were married by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Mm-hmm. So you gotta give us some information. How did that come about?
Okay. During that time, we got married. Black teachers had their Teachers Association meeting in Montgomery, and the white teachers were in Birmingham.
Okay.
So Nathan was selling school supplies, and then so we decided that when I go to the meeting and he is with his school supplies, we get married, you know. So anyway, we when we got to Montgomery, we were on our way to the courthouse, and I said, I'm not going to get married in the courthouse.
Okay.
I mean, something spoke to me to say, I want Martin Luther King to marry me.
Just
like out of the blue. It's just out of the blue. Wow. So anyway, you know, we had telephone booths on the street. So I got out of the car and I called his house.
You called
Martin Luther
King's house?
Yes.
Okay.
Spoke to his wife, and I introduced myself, and then I asked her if she thought that Martin Luther King would marry us. She said, oh, yes, he's at the church now. And she said, I'll call him, and you just go on your way. So we got there, and he was just beautiful. He welcomed us with open arms.
Wow.
You know? And he prayed with us before he performed the ceremony. So I thought that we were getting married in his office. He said, no, we're going to the sanctuary. So he took you
to the sanctuary.
My best friend was our witness. And so he performed the ceremony. And then he took us back to his office and prayed with us again.
Oh,
and that was really, really a blessing.
So she made the decision, and all you said was okay.
Yeah.
All right.
With a smile.
That's right. Now, are both of you all converts? Y'all converted to Catholicism?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And when did that take place? Do you remember what year it was?
I think it was 61.
Okay. Y'all got married in 6 years. You got married in 1958. Right?
No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. We were married when we became Catholics.
Okay. Yeah, I understand. Let me ask you all a question. Okay. Because you all's age group, you all grew up during the era where you lived Jim Crow era,
Yes.
and then civil rights. So with your group, this is history. That's what we want to know. So what was it like? You went through that, and you saw civil rights, and now all the way fast forward to now. So what was that like? How did life change for you guys as blacks in America?
Well, I experienced a lot of things on the road. I was traveling. I'm gonna just keep it when we first got married.
Okay.
And when I was traveling, I don't think it was another black salesman. It could have been, but I believe I was the only black salesman out on the road, at least from standard school service. That's where I worked from. But it did have a black salesman in Birmingham. So the biggest problem that I've had was like nowhere to stay. There was nowhere
for
other
you to
than
stay
the
while you
big city, which was Montgomery, Selma. Plus, I sold supplies in the southern part of Florida and the southern part of Georgia, and it was quite a big to do for eating and sleeping.
Just
that
regular
part of being
things
a
that
black male.
everybody else
right.
didn't think
So,
much about. Okay.
Right. So out here selling, only thing I had to do was get to the school, but I couldn't talk to the teacher because the teacher's teaching. Then I had to figure out a way how to do things. It was like that everything was learn as you go. I did not run into many problems, but I was mostly not that much associated with white people. With most everything I did was with black. Everything was a black school. Now living in the neighborhood, now I'm getting back to living in an all black neighborhood. And over here where I'm living, then I moved when we were married. We moved in a black community, and after 20 years or so, we moved in a white neighborhood. This neighborhood, what I'm living in now, over 20 years ago, these people here met us with open arms. And it was really like, I used to call it the United Nations Street because these people here were from everywhere. Everywhere lived on. And I never experienced any, like, what are you doing here? Like, when somebody would ring the doorbell, something come to the door and they see a black face, they'd be thinking, what am I doing here stuff? But I feel like I have worked with white and black, and thinking about how much it was then and it is now, we still have a long way to go, but I'm not worried.
Things are much better.
Yeah.
Even my parents, the way my parents raised my brother and sister and I, three of us, they never spoke negative about racial things. So they went and took care of business and they protected us, and we grew up like pretty good. Like I'm with your daughter's age group, so you guys did a really good job. I don't know how well we would have done if we were in your shoes. So you guys handled it very well. So you guys have been, in the Catholic Church for so long, and going back to my teenage years, right here, Miss Kelly, she was my youth.
Right.
She was my youth director, and we learned so much, and she took it very serious. We learned about business and going to work and doing all these things, and I still have friends to this day that I made from the time I was a teenager, 15, 16, 17 years old. So, I thank you for that. And I know both of you guys were very active. I have been very active in the church. And as far as black Catholics go, is there any information that you would like to share, from a perspective, being a black Catholic? Because it's not a whole lot of us, but it is a lot of us.
Okay. I can't wait to say this, that in her youth group, most of her people, the people that she taught, are successful. And we can't even name them. She was saying, this is my son, this is my daughter. I mean, it was unbelievable how many lives she touched.
One of them
they
right here.
still come and they still come up and what they call your mama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like with me, that's just the way it was. Didn't know.
Y'all had the
make
3
any
daughters,
difference. Right.
all them other kids,
all these
right?
other kids,
That's right.
right.
And
it's like that now.
It's like that now.
It's like that
It's
now.
like that now.
Well, I stressed education,
Yes.
and I mean, almost all those kids are doing well, the parents, are responsible mostly, but I just encouraged them to do well, and they did. They believed in me.
We had very good times, and we could tell how much she cared and was into it. And like I said, to this day, some of my closest friends came out of that group.
Yeah.
So as we get toward closing this out, what message would you guys like to leave for those that's coming behind you? My age group, my kids' age group. I mean, what's the message? Because the connection that you guys have with us now and in church, any particular parting message you guys would like to leave? You think it's important?
Keep the faith. The kids are our future. The young people.
Yes.
And I can say this about your wife. She's doing a fantastic job. I mean, I call her the Energizer Bunny. And I said,
I have to deal with that at home.
What about your
too.
son?
And that one, we got somebody in the
What about
background
your
over there.
Oh, I got that. Okay.
I was just saying, this is our jewel. Right.
Our son, Brent, if your mother sees this, tell her I've adopted you. Okay, I haven't taken you away from her. I'm just so proud of Brent. I'm proud of you too. I wish I had you in my youth group, but you were too young. But anyway,
he grew up in another city.
Yeah.
This one over there in Mobile. So
okay.
yeah.
Okay. Brent is another Energizer Bunny. Okay.
That he is.
We are so proud of you, Brent. With we call him our deacon.
Yeah.
He'll make a great deacon.
Yeah, he would.
He works so hard, and he's sincere. He takes everything seriously.
So I just want to say that first of all, thank you guys for saying yes, sitting down with us to have this fireside chat, and this is history. It really is, and we need to hear this. We need to keep it alive. It's important. I need to do my part. All of us need to do our part, and you guys have been modeled people in my mind, throughout ever since I've known you guys, and your daughters are a reflection of you all directly as well. So I also want to say thank you guys for this time. I want to thank everybody that's going to see this or watch this, and just thank you again. And in parting, there's something that I always like to say. I want everybody to remember. So what I do today, what we do today, becomes tomorrow's memories. So we got to make it good.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I want to add that I like to say, if it really means something to me to get my people to love more.
To love more.
We need more love.
Absolutely.
And out of all of this, remember to love. And let it be original. Just say, love your brother. Love your sister.
That says it all. That says it all. Well, can I get a hug?
Yes. I love you.
Love you too.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much. I mean,